Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today. It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach? The closure is extended. We have another HHN spec map and an interesting Universal Orlando survey to talk about. You're listening to episode 399, almost there, of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 399. I'm your host Darren, and joining me I have Tracy.
Hello everyone.
I'm gonna split them up. Chris.
Hey, whoa, you caught me off guard.
They've probably seen enough of each other, I'd assume. And Lee.
Hello everyone.
All right. Well, Tracy, do you want to start us off with some birthdays?
I can. So yes, we have a nice little handful of birthdays. Hopefully we've got them all. So we have birthday twins. We have a couple of pairs of birthday twins, actually.
We do.
So the first pair are on the 23rd of April. It is Benny Backay and Tyler Bowman's birthdays. So happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And then on the 27th of April, we have Nicole Majkowski's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And that's the next set of birthday twins, the 28th of April. And that is Kevin Tully and Liam Lester. Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Feliz
birthday.
cumpleaños.
Chris has to do at least one with
Absolutely.
that, doesn't
And finally, on the 29th of April, it is Gord Pidscaldy's birthday. Happy birthday.
he? Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sorry, you're all stuck inside.
Yes.
Might be what they want. That might have been the wish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can actually send cake because you have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you
Yes.
can send it, that is.
Or make
True.
cake if you can get eggs
Yeah.
and flour
Or anything.
and sugar.
Right. Be creative. Have a mashed potato and bacon cake.
Ooh.
Well, that actually sounds quite good.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go have a mashed potato and bacon cake. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Episode 399. Bye-bye.
Oh, man.
Well, what else are we going to do, right? Because we're not going to the park anytime soon.
Sadly not.
Chris,
Oh, man.
break it to us.
Sorry to have to do this, but Universal Orlando recently announced that they are further extending the temporary closure of the Universal Orlando Resort. They have said that it will now be closed at least through May 31st as they continue to respond to current conditions and make the health and safety of team members and guests our top priority. They also have told team members that taking care of our team members during this difficult and challenging time remains one of our most important priorities. We are working hard to find solutions that also allow us to sustain our business. Our team members will be paid at 100% through April 19th. But as we enter a more prolonged closure period, we need to take additional measures. So beginning April 20th, nearly all of our team members will be paid at 80% of their pay, and we will ask them to adjust their work accordingly. A small group of team members will be asked to continue working at 100%, Jurassic Park coaster, please, and will continue to be paid at that level. We have also made the difficult decision that we will furlough our part-time hourly workers beginning May 3rd. During this time, we will fully cover the cost of benefit plans for those team members who have them. All of these team members remain in our thoughts, and while we don't know when, we look forward to returning them to work one day. So pretty sad news, but also, some good stuff in there that they are paying a large portion of employees, a fair amount, and the ones they did have to furlough, they did pay for their benefits so far. I mean, that's something.
Yeah, definitely. Because that would be a worry for a lot of people, I would imagine, how they're going to keep up
We do have to
medical
also
cover.
keep in mind that they're owned by Comcast,
Yes.
one of the richest companies in the
Very
United
true.
States
Yeah.
or world.
It's still a lot of money, though. They've still got to find a lot of money, especially not knowing how long this is going to go on.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think they could do much more than that, honestly.
No.
I wish something for the part-timers still.
Yeah.
A little bit more because they are the backbone of the company,
Sure.
really. And theme parks do that. It's part of the business. You hire part-timers for your core operations, basically, and then you hire full-time full-timer like managers to manage those ones.
Yes.
And that's usually how it goes. So the brunt of the workforce, most of the people you see at the park every day, unfortunately, are mostly part-time and aren't getting paid. So that's a big bummer.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in the world right now.
It is.
Yeah, that's everything. I mean, everybody's doing that. So
Yeah, it's the same over here with, people who are full-time employed, the government are paying 80% of the wages, but if you're part-time, then you're not.
Yeah.
It is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I am glad they are taking this very seriously.
Yes.
I really do think they care about, the employees' health and stuff like that, because they could do something stupid and try to open up earlier than they should.
Uh-huh.
They will obviously get some nasty backlash online, I'm sure, but they are taking it the right way so far. So
far,
props to Universal for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've no doubt all the theme park companies all over the place, but Orlando especially, I've no doubt that they're all kind of talking together, looking at. I don't think every resort's for itself. I have no doubt they'll all be discussing behind the scenes of what to do, and that when they decide to open, they will all decide to open at the same time, and it will be a decision made by all of them, because you wouldn't want to be the one where Disney opens and Universal hasn't, and you're like, you feel like you're missing out, or are they being stupid? I suppose it could look 1,000,001 different ways.
Yeah, or something happens at the first one.
Yeah,
that opens.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun spot, by the way. It's going to be fun spot, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Well, apparently SeaWorld are in real dire straits because of it already, from what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is sad.
Yeah, they're feeding all the animals Walmart meat.
The thing is, that's the thing when you look at somewhere like Disney, for the most part, take Animal Kingdom out of it, and then Universal, for the most part, taking animal actors out of it. If they shut, they shut. It's not going to happen, but if it does, it does, and people are out of work and whatever. But you think it's a park like SeaWorld, what happens to those animals if that park closes?
They've been transferred to other places.
But what if no one else can afford to take them on either?
I don't know. I'm not in that business.
It's a stress, isn't it? That at least
eventually it's these things that people never thought they'd have to think about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the world would have shut down for a while?
Exactly.
Nobody.
No.
And I think the other big thing here, which is one of the reasons why they're doing this, which is I'm fine with this, is, Darren, you mentioned it earlier. Let's say we do open up and, some stories came out from people having it in there, blah, 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 blah. There's a target on their back. People are going to want to report on that. It's going to scare people, and it's going to scare people from going to parks even longer than what they may already be scared about.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't want that, right? They want to make sure that these places are as safe as possible. Obviously, you can't foolproof it, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
But if we can get it, as close where we're doing these things to help, make sure that people feel comfortable and safe, then go for it. If it takes a little bit longer, if parks have to stay closed another month or two, whatever it is, do it right the first time, so we don't have something else happen, and then people don't go at all, and then it hurts them in the long run, even even more.
Now, before you get too far down this road, Tracy, do you want to do the next one here, because this is going to kind of add into this conversation, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's been a reopening survey being sent out last week by Universal, gauging reactions to measures that they are looking at potentially implementing at the parks to increase guest safety once the resort reopens. So the survey asked opinions on such things as...
I think we should go through these one at a time. And
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Requiring guests and team members to wear masks.
Obviously.
Not a problem.
Without a doubt.
No
I've already
issue.
been considering doing it anyway.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be crazy. It's a good market to find an alternative that is safe and also breathable.
Yes.
I do have a question here, though.
Uh-huh.
I 100% agree with this, but what happens when you need to eat?
That's a good point.
We had this
Because-
discussion the other
When
night.
you congregate together,
Yep.
and then everybody takes off their mask then?
I brought this up with Lee the other night.
Then you will have to... Restaurants will... I'm sure we'll get there at some point, but restaurants will have to...
It'll be social
distancing. Yeah,
seated.
you'll have to. So the
So
capacity
take a table
of...
away between tables.
You would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
See, like
queuing...
The Simpsons does, like where you have somebody, you go to one spot and they see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be everywhere.
Which won't
Yeah.
be a bad thing in the grand scheme of how theme parks work, to be honest.
except for how limited the seating will be.
That's
Yes.
it.
Well, and that's going to play in. Well, we're going to talk about that
Yes.
in a second. But yeah,
Are they going to have to allow people to bring in outside food? For
I think
a
they
short
do
amount of time?
already.
The thing about masks is it's also a marketing thing because they can do themed masks.
Oh, we've said that already. I think it's perfect. Like, who wouldn't
I would
want
do that for
Yeah.
sure.
Who wouldn't want a Hufflepuff or a Ravenclaw or a Gryffindor or a Transformers one? Let's be honest, the Transformers ones are perfect because their mouths are like a mask anyway, aren't they?
Well, if you look at Minions, you could do the whole glasses and mask combo thing.
I
The
want
kids
one
would
anyway.
love
I don't
that.
care whether they
You know.
implement this anyway.
Want
I
an
want those
ET
masks.
mask.
Yeah.
So, right, touch-free payments for everything.
Should already be there.
I agree.
Tracy and I talked about this the other. Was it yesterday? We had a discussion.
I don't
with
know.
Jade
It could have been
where
Christmas. I'm not really sure where we are.
We believe at this point that this virus will be the death of cash, as we know it. I think
For the
you're
most
going.
part, I think the older generation is still going to
Maybe,
struggle
but
with
I
that.
think this is that there was always going to be a push at some point from people to go from not using cash at all and for everything being PayPal or Apple Pay or Google Pay or just chip and pin or whatever. And I think this is that push where you're going to find 80% of the world's going to be cash free at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of places that are doing that already. Like
Yeah.
the Publix
Yeah.
is starting to like put signs up saying, "Hey, you can go on our app and pay through there. You can use our touch system, which you touch your credit card's a thing, which is still the same thing as putting it inside the machine. They should fix that. But a lot of places are adapting. Obviously, they're learning as they go because
Yes.
it doesn't make sense to make touchless, but I still have to sign a receipt with a pen that everybody's touched. So yeah, I think they're working on it. Definitely, I agree with you. It's going to go to that point.
You see, we don't have that over here, the
What's that?
signing things anymore, really, do we? If you use chip and
Very
pin and
rare,
stuff,
yeah.
it's just chip and pins, like everything. And I noticed it when we were over in February that, like, even when we use a card in a chip and pin or contactless, you still have to sign it, which isn't a thing over
No.
here,
So the United States is actually very behind on that.
which surprised
Which is a
me.
surprise, yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird because I know, like I read about this before, in Europe, it's widely used everywhere. Down here, they're just starting to push it more of that, tap the card thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we've had it for many, many years, it's just now being used more.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Whereas if I get asked for my PIN number, I go, what? I have no idea. So, right, limiting attendance to 75%, 50%, and potentially even 25%.
Yes.
Here,
Hmm.
okay, yeah.
Which I understand. However, like
Go on,
we
I know what
said,
you're going to say.
Let's
You-
unwrap this.
Yeah.
you've got whatever capacity is. So a good chunk of that is annual pass holders.
Oh, yeah.
So
talked
what are
about
you
this,
gonna?
didn't
Are you going to suspend annual passes or something? I don't know. You've got
Mhm.
international travellers. It's
Oh, they won't suspend annual passes. That's for sure,
No?
because that's going to be the only people that are going to be able to go there at all with travel restrictions.
yeah.
But then if those travel
but-
restrictions aren't there and we come over and all right, we've got annual passes at the moment, but for the most part we haven't, and we can't get in because of capacity being 25%, people are going to get pissed.
Is it even
Yeah.
worth it to operate? That's another
Well,
thing.
that's
that
the
is a
other
good-
thing as well. Does that mean ticket prices are going to rocket?
Yeah,
Oh, they
surely.
would have to.
So
Do I need less people working there at 25% capacity?
that is,
There's
yeah,
that.
that's
My operating costs also go down.
yeah, but then
No, I say no, because you also have to enforce all these crazy rules.
true.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to do that? You can't just have your average. I'm sorry, I'm not saying anything against team members or
No, I
anything
know
like
what you
that,
mean.
or CMs or anything like that. But you can't just have like your average, like right off the street person. You don't want to have them responsible
No,
at
100%.
minimum wage
Yes.
to tell. Oh, you're going to have to tell people to social distance, especially in America where. So right now, not half. I hope not. God, I hope not. A percentage of people are of the impression that this is no worse than the flu, and they're going to go out and do what they want to do. And if you suggest to them that they should be spread apart, they're probably going to come back and lash out at you.
Yes.
So these are going to need to be security people.
Yes.
And then
yeah.
how does your day at the park look at that point?
That's the big thing right
It's
there.
miniaturized.
I mean,
Weird.
I think one way around it, it doesn't kind of address the annual pass thing, but you could sell dedicated tickets, right? The same way you do Horror Nights. So if I want to buy a dedicated ticket for Saturday, April 10th, whatever,
Yeah.
you can do that. And that guarantees me a spot in there. And then maybe have a pool for pass holders, how many can come in and out that day. But it also sucks because I know there are a lot of people, Lee, Tracy, and many more that have an annual pass from other countries. So you kind of screw them over if you do that because you're planning a trip to come down. Imagine not being able to go majority of the time, or even one day that you're here. You spent all this money to get down here, and you can't go inside one of the days because of your pass.
Yeah,
it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
However,
and I'm not going to pay that money for that pass for a chance to go to the park.
No. However, something I said to Lee last night was a positive of that if the parks did run at 50-25% capacity is it's going to be good for other tourism because it's going to push people outside of the parks and to go and see other things.
To go to SeaWorld, to go to Gatorland,
well, not even that, to go to local parks and go and explore. Not just go for that blinkered view if it's just theme parks.
It's just Disney's.
Go and actually see what the state's got to offer.
Tracy, I think you're being way too optimistic on that. I think those people are just going to sit at home and complain on the pass holder page as to why they could not get inside of Universal.
Yeah. Okay. Closing indoor attractions and shows.
How the hell does that work?
That's most of your park.
That's 75% of Universal and probably half of Islands.
Yeah.
So that
I understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know.
In other news, we're removing the roof from several attractions.
The Mummy's now it's not a dark ride anymore.
It's a light ride. Well, going hand in hand with that is requiring team members to wipe down vehicles and seats between rides.
I think they're going to have to.
They're going to have to. However, it's going to quickly become a half-assed job because it's going to be they're going to have somebody on their back.
Yeah.
Come on, turn over, people, guests through. So those things are not going to get the cleaning that they need.
And can you imagine the slowdown on capacity in rides?
Exactly.
If you're already spacing out people, right? Now you have to stop and wipe this down, which I agree they should wipe it down. But I'm just thinking about like the big picture, like to ride, I don't know, Forbidden Journey.
Mm-hmm. That's what's in my head.
Because that's a nonstop moving ride.
Yeah.
Well, no, we have to stop now and continually stop. I mean, I don't think you can even operate that ride that way.
Yeah, Rip Ride Rocket's the same.
Probably break down.
Yeah. So if say we go down to 25% capacity, my initial thing was, lines are going to be shorter. They're not. They're probably good. You're going to have longer wait times because of all of this clean down going between.
And it'd probably be the same. I don't think it'd be longer. I think it would probably even itself out in the grand scheme of things.
And then when you think about it, then you're not going to lose staff. You're still going to need more staff because there's all these extra things that are going to be in place.
The logistics, we haven't even got through half of these yet, and the logistics of implementing any of these is crazy.
My vote at the moment is just for your own sanity, guys, stay closed.
Yeah.
And it's not just cleaning. It's not just cleaning like contact points either. With this, it's like it's anywhere you could breathe on, or cough on.
Yeah.
So think about
everything.
that. That's like the entire ride vehicle you have to wipe down.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, do you think something like this? Well, actually, we'll talk about it in a minute. Sorry, I just read it.
I was thinking about it because I was like, just like run a rag down the bar, which is what they will do for sure. Just like run a rag down the bars and then on the seat. But then I'm like, no, it's anywhere you could talk, like cough, touch, anything, because you can't assume that everybody kept their mask on the whole ride. Oh man,
the ride photos would be awesome.
Like the Wild West.
Where were you seated? I was the one with the mask on. Okay.
Yeah.
Which mask? Oh, Back to the Future. Okay.
Yeah. I have the Doc Brown mask on.
Yeah. Doc Brown shirt mask. Thanks.
So they're also talking about limiting self-serve food and beverage options.
I think that goes without saying.
100%.
And you'd have to be able to mobile order everything. You don't want people standing in line for it.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Do you know what? That's a great idea anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
actually would be
I will
good.
say too, I just recently went to Disney Galaxy's Edge and did a mobile order for the Bronto Roasters, which is like one of the most popular things they have there for like the like breakfast sandwich wrap thing they've got. And I did a mobile order, and then everybody just stands there in front of the place.
Yeah,
and
wait for it.
It's like this huge mass of humanity.
Yeah.
And that's my big problem. My big issue is the popular rides are still going to be popular.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to, like, everybody's going to still run and try to ride Hagrid because they want to ride Hagrid's. And so are they going to all be lined together, and how?
Yeah. I know.
It's just going to be a nightmare.
I'm going to lump, I've just read ahead, I'm going to lump a couple of things together.
Okay.
Enhanced sanitation and removal of all 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Which I think go hand in
100%.
hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how on some of those rides?
Yeah,
How?
unless those
Like-
rides just
like
aren't going to
Spider-Man-
open.
Spider-Man relies on it 100%.
But I've said this before. I did a Producers Club roundtable last year, was it? After Mini and Mayhem went to 2D. And I still at this point think that the 3D in those main attractions now doesn't add that much to it. I think if you could just do it a passive 2D screen, I don't think it would lose that much.
I think
But the ride relies on it is the problem.
Does it
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Transformers certainly does.
I don't know, because Forbidden Journey's not, and I don't think that loses anything from it.
Forbidden Journey, no, I don't think.
No.
No, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, but Spider-Man and Transformers.
Yes,
Like-
it's like almost everything is perspective as far as it goes. Like if you try to do a 2D screen and have the perspective still work, it's going to look really wonky.
Gringotts as well.
But I think if it's if the option is keep 3D glasses and have that potential spread, or just do it 2D, then you go 2D, obviously.
I
But
think
your
if
ride sucks though.
yeah, I
at
think
the
if it
same
goes
time.
2D though, I don't think you'd see it 3D again.
No, I don't. I think
Um,
I think 3D is about gone anyway.
I don't know. Maybe you rent your pair of glasses for the day, and you bring them around with you, and they've got this little hangs around your neck.
Yeah,
or
that's an
whatever.
option.
With the option of buying your own outright if you're a pass holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Or
not a
if
bad
you
idea.
have some
Your
already,
minion
you know,
combo.
maybe you can just wear those. I don't know.
Your masking 3D glasses combo.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah.
See, the enhanced sanitation, I would be expected to be seeing everything being cleaned every minute of every day. And that's going to detract from sight lines and your enjoyment of things. If you're just
You're
all
gonna
you're
have
seeing is people.
custodians everywhere.
Think of your photos. Look back on.
Yeah, but what else can you
Well,
do?
yeah, I know.
I'll say that's one of the things I miss about Disney, though. Like I remember my first trip to Epcot, like they used to wear like white jumpsuits,
Yeah.
Yep.
the janitors and clean and everything, and I thought it was like so awesome that like how clean they kept it all the time. So maybe that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We noticed that.
Yeah, Disney
Places-
has gone downhill cleanliness wise.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Universal. So requirement is all guests and team members have their temperatures taken. Don't see a problem with
Completely useless.
that. It is, but I don't. If
I
you
have
feel
no
they have to
issue
do
with it.
it,
If that's what they want to
It's-
do to try and make people feel safer, then go
it's
for it.
something that's something that's not even going to slow anybody down coming through the gates because it's as you're doing your thumbprint, the gun's pointed
Yeah.
at your forehead. It's not going to slow anybody down.
But do you hit?
Well,
See where
do you
you're
do
going to be doing
thumbprints?
it.
I don't think so.
No,
No,
thumbprints,
probably
yeah,
not.
true.
Yeah,
That's gotta go.
Yep.
yeah.
Your retina scanner.
You
Yeah.
just go down onto facial recognition, which is a show anyway, as we've noticed in some of the rides when we used it last time.
Oh, never recognised me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the temperature thing. It's just
It's mediocre at best.
Well,
I think.
I have a thing
Yeah.
with that anyway because kids get overheated.
Everyone
Adults
gets
get
over, especially in
overheated.
Florida.
Also, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a woman of a certain age, and I keep getting overheated. So you can guarantee no, definitely not.
Oh well,
More
cheers.
like it's more like. "Rah!" You can guarantee
You'll have a hot flush.
I'll have a
just
hot
then.
flush just as I'm about to get.
Sorry, madam. Would you like to come over here in this
Yes.
box for the rest of the
shoot
day?
me?
yeah, exactly. You'll like be loaded onto a truck somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, shipped off to the desert.
Tracy. Yeah, I don't know.
But also, there's team members and guests required to undergo daily rapid COVID-19 tests.
Yeah, because
I think
apparently they reckon,
dailies a bit much for team members.
Yeah. Well, one, we don't have them yet.
No,
but they reckon
Yeah.
they're having it's like a 15-minute turnaround. That
And two, is that what we're going to use them for if there's a limited number of them?
We are
Yeah.
so far off from this being even plausible. That
yeah,
I don't think it's
absolutely.
Even
They've just, let's face it, they've just flung as many ideas
course
out.
they
It's
have.
it's just a massive brainstorm
of course
session.
Yeah.
it is.
Suspend X-ray conveyors at security. Oh,
I don't.
I
don't
don't know
think
about
it's really-
compromising security.
why would you suspend that? 'Cause
Yeah, I don't.
The
'Cause it-
bags are
It's-
touching, or
Yeah, it's like your stuff. You have to let go of your stuff and put it into a thing.
But then surely you could just again, it's
Right.
social distance.
The thing is, though, if you're going
But
to
you
take
don't want to have somebody rifling through your stuff.
True.
That's what I'm saying.
if you're taking a bag anywhere, it's going to be brushing up against stuff. So whether it goes into a tray to go through a scanner or it brushes
That's
up
true.
against a, goes in on your like under your seat or in a locker, your bag's going to get contaminated anyway.
But
I
then
guess the only argument there is that, yeah, you're going to put your bag down at some point, right? You're
Yeah,
going to go eat.
exactly.
You're going to put your bag on a chair or whatever.
Yep.
But when you have an X-ray conveyor, you're putting it through something that everything in the park has gone through. So it's like a higher likelihood of passing something on from one to the other.
But that could be something as simple as it getting misted.
And it's giving it to somebody else. Like it's like giving the thing away. I don't know how like comfortable people will be with that anymore. I don't even know if they would allow bags in at that point. Like if it helps with cleanliness to like not have you carry your own bag in, then maybe they don't do that at all.
Oh, I was seriously digging deep into this, and you start looking at when you actually open this up, what an absolute nightmare it's going to be.
Right. Next one. Seat guests every other row and every other seat in rides and at shows. Well, it's not far enough.
It depends how far apart the ride vehicle is.
Shows, it needs to be like every fourth, fifth row. Because I'm afraid I don't think that 2 meters is far enough.
If I think about something like Hagrid's.
However, is that every single person or is that groups?
No.
Because can you imagine if you've got a child with you that then is going to be seated
a seat away from you? They're already there.
No.
Or like to try an experiment and have somebody like take a big drag off a cigarette or like a vape or something like that and blow it out while you were riding a roller coaster and see how many people's faces it touched behind you.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah, very true. Yeah,
you want to ride at the front row every time.
Someone at the front row of Hagrid's is like, I've got COVID. Everyone else has got it now.
Don't, because one of my nightmares is always the person at the front vomits.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I considered that.
No cloth mask will save you now.
Again, when you start opening it up, it's not as simple as you think it is.
Nobody's ever going out again, are we?
Yeah. If somebody does get sick on a ride now, then that's going to be like a major like contamination site.
We'll be wearing, those the like visors that butchers use, like the big full face mask. Everyone will be required to wear one of them.
They're already starting to use those now.
I've even found.
What is it in Monsters Inc. when they have a?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that anytime anything happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we mentioned, implementing social distancing practices throughout the parks. Great on paper, not going to happen.
People
aren't social distancing outside of the parks. They're not going to do it inside the parks, so they're excited and distracted.
And kids don't do it.
No. And parents don't stop the kids from doing it, as I found out the other day.
True. Yeah.
And if I see that kid again, he's getting drop kicked off his bike.
Oh.
Anyway.
Send the video over here, please.
Oh, I will, yeah.
I'll make sure I get full 1080p.
And then I'll drop kick his father. It's all right.
I definitely want to see that.
I know where he lives now.
Anyway.
Suspending parades and nighttime shows.
Yeah, I suppose mass gatherings, isn't it? They probably will do.
Anytime, anywhere, people have to group up.
Yeah.
Maybe they could still do the Lagoon show if they space people out like they say they're going to.
You mean they'd have to put, like they are at supermarkets and stuff, putting the things on the floor so you stand on your spot?
Yeah.
God, but I always think about this, and we all follow those things. How many times do you see people not following that in the store? It's going to piss me off when I go to the park. I stand in my spot, and some to my right is like on top of me, or they want to get a better view of something and just kind of go on top of me. It's really hard to try to think that you can actually implement some of these things.
Yeah, because that's the problem. You're expecting everyone to be reasonable, and most people aren't. I saw a thing on Facebook yesterday. It was like, look, even the pigeon gets it. And it was a picture of, it was outside a store or a supermarket, something with the markers on the floor, and there was a pigeon stood on a spot. And the person that should have been stood on that spot was stood behind.
No, it was a cat.
No, it was a pigeon.
I saw with the cat. It was outside the supermarket.
And the person that should have been stood on that spot was stood right behind the person on the next spot.
Oh no, I saw a queue and there was a person and a cat, and the person next didn't shoot the cat out the way.
Just left it there.
So I thought it was brilliant. Someone's trained their cat to go to the supermarket. You useless dog. Implementing virtual lines for all or most rides. I think that's going to happen.
I think that is a great idea.
I like that idea anyway. But then again, what are people going to do? Congregate somewhere.
And they have to change that system because the way that system is now is so many people get called up at the same time and you queue together. So
yeah,
it's going to be so odd and strange.
I don't envy them this task.
But you can't expect a team member to do this. Like I can't
to
walk down the line and go, "Are you guys part of the same family?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see how aggressive guests can get over the smallest things.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll try harder next time.
No, but they do. You see videos all the time of theme park guests overreacting to ridiculous things.
The thing is, if I end up going, well, at some point, if I go back to the parks and there's all these measures in place, and somebody comes near me and my family, my mother bear is going to come out with claws and everything, and I'm not holding back with all these idiots outside when I'm having to go out. And I'm sorry, but I growl very loudly and often. And I am going to be one of these people that tells someone to back off.
And it seems to be that theme parks are the one place where sense goes out of the window a lot of the time.
Theme parks are stressful.
Mm-hmm.
We've said that we've had this discussion before. They're already stressful, and when you've got this on top of it, it's going to make it more stressful. But I am pleased that they're addressing this, and they are trying to get guests' input as well.
I could see them trying to implement a lot of these things, and then opening the park to a smaller capacity first off.
Like a soft opening type thing.
I think that reduced capacity thing will happen. I think that's the one that's guaranteed, because they'll go, look, if we need to put a lot of these measures in place, we cannot do it just blanket open the parks, everyone come in. I think you will see reduced capacity, and it will be made fully aware to everybody that the parks will be on reduced capacity. So don't all just come down. Whatever they put in place, like you say, buying a specific ticket for a specific day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as far as annual pass holders go, you'll have to schedule your time in advance, and it'd probably be smart of them to cancel and refund half of their annual passes that they have out right now.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
At least, if they were going to do that.
So you basically got a virtual line for your annual pass to visit the park.
Or maybe your annual pass becomes you choose a park.
Maybe.
Like choose your day that you're going to go.
Choose your day.
You got to let us know a week or two in advance, at least, what day you plan on coming.
They're not going to make you see.
Get that out. Wow.
The problem is, I'm trying to be sensible, but I'm thinking about the theme park. You've got an annual pass, or you've got a one-day ticket, and you start going, right, I want you to pick either Islands or the studios, then the Hogwarts Express just gets stopped. Well, that's outdone now. Which, in fairness, they might do anyway.
Yeah.
It's just...
I'm the minority here, but I've thought about all this for Volcano Bay. I don't think I'll be seeing that for a while.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do we know if any other parks have sent any surveys out about this?
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
I would assume so, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. I mean, I see them doing this as a positive step.
Of course it is, because they have to. They have to. It's a case of them knowing what they need to do medically, but also putting things in place that make Joe public comfortable visiting the parks as well.
As well as them being
so they'll know what they
to
have to do. They'll know what they have to do.
Yes.
But then they also need to know, what do we need to do for you to be comfortable to come and visit our parks?
Yeah.
And let me just say, try attributing any of these things to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sorry.
Well,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sorry,
yet we
it's
know
not
that...
Or Christmas or Mardi
But we
Gras.
know construction's still going ahead. I posted a picture the day that someone sent me of construction going on in whatever the soundstage where Graveyard Games was last year. So it is still ongoing. But of course,
Yeah, I can build a little roller coaster in my apartment right now, but nobody's going to be able to ride it.
Something that wasn't addressed in there and is a major concern for me. Restrooms.
social distancing.
They don't get cleaned enough anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
Like after every person leaves, you're gonna have like a person, like a janitor, waiting for you to leave the stall, like, and then walking right after you, like wearing a hazmat suit.
They're going to need about 6 janitors per restroom.
So my operating cost thing is out the window.
Yeah,
You're
so
right there.
let's just say the next segment we're about to do on this show could be very pertinent moving forward. Because if you want some recommendations of the cleanest bathrooms, then stay tuned.
Hey, actually, nice segue there. Because let's go and listen to a Which Lou Gets Your Poo.
This is Jill recording my Which Lou Do You Poo? Except not, because I'm not saying that I would poo in here, but I do pee in here quite often, and it's the Warside Cannery San Francisco bathroom, which I'm currently in. If you can't hear by the flushing surrounding me, I'm in a back stall trying to be covert about me recording my bathroom so nobody thinks I'm a total creep. But yeah, this one gets my vote. I think it's usually pretty clean. I like the theming. It's accessible to the street. It's not usually too stinky, and I just like it. It's my favorite. It's got good mirrors. All right, well, I'm going to leave so nobody calls the police. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
I never really had thought of that too much. I was encouraging people to record in the bathrooms.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
I knew Gillian would.
No video.
No video. No.
She's been on a lot lately, Gillian.
Yeah.
Bless her.
Okay.
On the toilet or on the show?
On the show.
It's not a symptom, is it?
Thank you, Gillian.
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, unless anyone thought really far ahead of time,
Yeah.
and we're very clairvoyant, that was the last recording we currently have, and that was the last in-park one for a while, I'd say. So you have that exclusive ability there. So, but if you still want to record it, you can record it from your own bathroom at home. Pretend.
Yeah.
Just let us know your favorite Universal Studios Florida or Islands of Adventure bathroom by recording a message and sending it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the truffle trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
All right, we're back. And Lee, would you like to take down your mask for a moment and spew for us?
Yes, this one comes from Cody, and he says, "Hello, I just wanted to send in a spew from our trip last week." I don't think it was last week because the park was closed, but okay. We were waiting at the tent in front of Starbucks to be scanned into the Finnegan Stay and Scream area. This definitely wasn't last week.
No.
It was incredibly hot and just slightly miserable. One of the employees there, Steve, was absolutely hilarious. He kept cracking jokes and messing around with us, and it really helped the 30 minutes we were standing there fly by. The highlight was when he walked around handing out maps, got to the back of the line and screamed, "I've been waiting here for 90 minutes! Open up!" He was great, and I really hope others appreciated his humour. Awesome.
I like that.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
If you have had a Universal Orlando team member make your trip extra special, jot it down in an email and send it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com, and we'll share it on the show.
Yeah. We've got one left, I think.
We're running low on a lot of
We are.
things.
Like news.
Well, shall I pretend to be somebody and send some stuff in?
We could. I'm
I do
sure
have a
we've got
right.
some.
Okay, I do actually have a photo of me on my favourite loo.
Yeah.
Oh, she does. You're right.
Send in your photos. Record in your own bathroom.
And,
Pretend like you're in the park.
Yes.
Mine is in the park. Yeah,
Anyway.
Well,
We'll send that in too.
well, you know, might take some bribery, but I might post that. Okay.
decorate your own bathroom like your favorite bathroom, and then send us some pictures and we'll put it on our Instagram. Really, if anybody can do that, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I just had an idea. I might do it. Okay. All right. If I have the materials, I'm going to do it. Anyways, speaking of Jillian and her habits and things she likes and such, let's go on to Jillian's rapid fire.
So Gillian joined us for the last 2 episodes, but was so desperate that she's never been on to do a rapid fire. So we thought we'd held her back. The last 2 episodes recorded we were very late in the end of it, but we're still going to tag it on anyway.
Oh yeah.
So Gillian, you said you were ready to do rapid fire.
I was born ready.
Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley.
Forbidden Journey or Hagrid's?
Hagrid.
Hogwarts Express, London to Hogsmeade or Hogsmeade to London?
London to Hogsmeade, all the way.
Spider-Man or Transformers?
Spider-Man. Don't even talk to me about Transformers. Ugh.
Ugh.
Shrek or Minion Mayhem?
Neither.
No, you have to pick one.
Minion Mayhem.
The right answer.
Yeah, I agree.
Duff or Wizard's Brew?
Can't get enough of that wonderful Duff.
Pumpkin juice or Flaming Moor?
I've never had either. That's not true. I've had pumpkin juice, but I don't like either. Tongue-tying lemon squash.
I do like that.
Horror makeup show or Poseidon's Fury?
Horror makeup.
Fountain of Fair Fortune or Tale of Three Brothers?
Tale of Three Brothers.
Megatron or Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime.
That was the one she struggled over? Okay. In ride effects, Gillian, fire or water?
Fire.
Frog Choir or Celestina Warbeck? And I think I know this one.
You stole my cauldron. My favorite. Celestina.
So when she went frog choir.
Yeah. Grinchmas or Mardi Gras?
Grinchmas.
Mardi Gras Parade or Macy's Parade?
Ooh. Mardi Gras because they don't throw anything at you during the Macy's Day Parade.
Horror Night, IP or Original House?
Original.
Seuss Landing or Kid Zone?
Oh, that's tough because I do like
Remember
Barney's
who's on this call,
backyard.
Gillian? Remember who's on this call?
and the ball pit. Seuss Landing.
Depends how you play the game. There could be a ball pit in either of them. Port of Entry or Production Central?
Port of Entry. Has anybody ever said Production Central?
No.
Leaky Cauldron or Three Broomsticks?
Three Broomsticks.
I feel like you've answered all these questions in the last two
Yeah, right?
episodes at some point, Gillian.
The other one smells like fish.
They both smell like fish, apparently. The Hulk or Rip Ride Rocket?
Hulk.
One Fish, Two Fish, or Kang and Kodos?
One fish, two fish.
Islands Lagoon or Studios Lagoon?
Islands.
Back to the Future, DeLorean or Train?
DeLorean.
That was fortuitous that you got that one.
Both
down.
are correct.
Yeah.
Reign of Kong or Fast and Furious Supercharged?
Fast and Furious. No, I'm kidding. Reign of Kong.
Oh,
Of
I
course.
nearly cheated there.
Mummy or Gringotts?
Ooh. Oh, that's tough.
I agree,
Oh,
actually.
gosh. I'm gonna have to go with Gringotts just because it's Harry Potter, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, it doesn't physically injure anyone.
Darren.
That's true.
Mummy.
Mini golf, Ghostly Greens or Planet Putt?
Planet Putt.
Someone that didn't go, I haven't done it.
The Jurassic Park Arch or Lard Lad?
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Gillian, last one. The Adventure Begins Bridge or the Universal Arches?
Adventure begins,
Mm,
and the adventure lives on.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Thank you, Gillian.
Thank you.
And we're back. That was fun.
Yeah,
It's always good having Jillian on. And we haven't done one of those in a while, the rapid
we
fire
haven't.
shows.
And
Nope.
we've been working behind the scenes for our newly updated one, and there's a hell of a lot of rapid fires in there now.
Oh, yeah. Exciting.
Yes.
Also, exciting to pretend. I'm gonna say. We have another updated spec map for Halloween Horror Nights. And I guess at this point, you can just like throw one out and put whatever you want on there.
I
'cause-
did see one today that said version 3.0, but it wasn't Horror Nightmares. It looked like it, but I think someone else had kind of tweaked it.
Version 3.0.
Yeah.
30.
It became a thing on the Halloween Horror Nights subreddit on Reddit to like kind of come up with your own. And I noticed a lot of people are using theirs as a template. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
you might see a lot of weird ones out there.
But it's just the
Oh,
fact
so
that
make
it
sure.
said version 3.0, knowing that this one's version 2.0. I thought they're trying to make it out like this is a genuine spec map, knowing how reliable Horror Nights Nightmares are.
My favorite one was completely blank, and it was just like it had that Michael Jordan meme at the bottom, like "Please get some help." Like, but yeah, so there is like another kind of updated spec map. Some things taken off of there. Billie Eilish, I will say, most notably in her own house, though, and
Yeah.
added to making the music for the Bride house, which kind of makes more sense, to be honest.
Interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would make me more interested in that house because I wasn't before.
Yes, that is very true.
it works, I guess. And if they were to do it, and you know, the last night of the event would be pretty awesome with all the brides dancing to Billie Eilish,
Yeah.
through the bad guy and stuff.
Now I need to see that.
Yeah. Just have like Frankenstein, like just have him pop in every once in a while, the monster, and have him do the bad guy line. Duh.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh man. So what else has changed on here? Really, the secret IP and unknown original.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Gremlins isn't there now.
That's what.
Yeah.
Sabrina's not on there now.
Yeah.
What was the other one that was between Beetlejuice and what? Wasn't there another one that they were going back and forth, or was that the Gremlins?
No, it was Billie Eilish. It was Beetlejuice and Billie Eilish, or whether there were going to be scare zones or houses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad Beetlejuice is still there.
Like a pumpkin original.
Yeah, which goes the Legendary Truth now just says Legendary Truth, not Kerry, Ohio.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense because it's a real city, and I don't know if they would like the city wants everybody thinking. Maybe not. Like, okay, put it on the signs and stuff, but maybe don't make it like a big headline. I don't know.
See, I posted this in, I think it was the Producer Club, and someone commented, I find this a little hard to believe that there's only 4 IPs.
From what I hear, that might be the mix.
Really? 4?
Well, yeah.
4 with 6, if it happens.
Yeah, if it happens at all. Think about that for a second.
Absolutely.
If this happens and it doesn't go good, do you want your IP associated with it?
No, that's a very good point, actually. Yeah.
So some folks might have pulled out their IPs because of that.
Quite possibly.
Idea.
Could also be the money associated with it. I mean, you gotta maybe drop some moolah before.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we don't know for sure if we're gonna do this, and we have to put a non-refundable deposit. Again, I'm just pulling this out.
No,
or if it does,
sense.
or if it does happen, we're not going to make the money off it we normally would.
Yeah.
So do we want to pump that money into this IP and maybe wait until next year?
I was going to say, next year's going to be a stellar year then, isn't it?
Or the concessions that we have to make now for this event, like, does it work for our house anymore?
Yeah.
Because you can't have the conga line, you can't have everything working like it did before.
No.
So things have to change if you're going to do this, and how, it's just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it really is. I'm just looking. So,
mind you, if there was social distancing, from my point of view, not having that conga line, so you've got that, it's almost like going through by yourself. Yeah,
but no,
I'm for that.
Scares either.
Oh yeah, forget about that.
No in your face scares, that's for sure.
Yeah, so looking at their original map, where Dungeon of Terror is now, that's where Billie Eilish was. Dungeon of Terror was where the secret IP was.
That's the Men in Black tent.
Sabrina was where the Pumpkin original now is. And then Gremlins was where the unknown IP was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, they wouldn't need any face scares. All we would need is gentle air cannons and speakers, and all it is a puff of air and a cough every few hundred yards, I think, and that'd be enough to scare everybody.
I think everybody said that so far at some point on the show, that that's what they need to do, just the COVID-19 house.
I go to a forum that a lot of scare actors go to, and it kind of disturbed me, I'll be honest, the way that they were talking about, like, oh yeah, that would be really funny if we just did that instead, and like, oh, I don't care what they tell us to do, I'm just going to do whatever I want and stuff like that. Yeah,
wonderful.
I'll tell you that gave me some pause even more when I was just like,
like, I've always wondered, Darren, you might know this more than the rest of us, how do the police what the scare actors do? Do they have cameras in there?
There will be cameras everywhere for safety and
litigation. Well, they have coordinators walk through, and usually as a scare actor, you don't see who you're going to scare before you do. Sometimes it depends on your spot, but they do have the coordinators go through, and they also have people that are pretty plain clothes, like maybe dressed a little nicer than your average guest. But maybe so that they don't really know. They've got to be on their game, because anybody could be walking through.
Yeah.
Mike Aiello could walk through, and just be like, hey, what was going on with this guy?
The same when we did the behind the screens, I don't remember seeing cameras anywhere.
Well, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
there
you
would be, I'm sure they have IR cameras at this point.
They've got to be
for
discreet.
security and safety and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Because if a guest turns around and says, I was assaulted, or if a staff member turns around and says, I was assaulted,
you'd like to
You've got to be able to
disprove that.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So I've no doubt there's cameras everywhere, but they're not going to be in plain sight because they don't detract from the sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
It is a conversation I really want to have at some point, but I'm still trying to remain positive that in some form, some way, it's going to happen, and we're still getting over there in October. So I don't want to have it just yet because it might make me cry.
I think maybe we should, maybe we should have like a blue sky thing, like where we try to like actually feasibly make this work,
Okay.
and to see like how far it takes us.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a long one.
I think if it doesn't go ahead, though, we need to do some sort of informal online event for everybody.
And I think,
Did
did we ever talk
Yeah,
about the
virtual.
other survey on the show?
We didn't.
Anyways, well, I'll just say really quickly, there may or may not have been a survey that went out that may have talked about Horror Night type event that maybe didn't have so much horror in it, so therefore you wouldn't have face scares, and you could maybe have the houses be way more open and like scene based. Just have the actors like acting out scenes from TV shows, anime, cartoons, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead,
It was like,
And-
I kind of got the impression that it was kind of a mix of Horror Nights and a celebration of Harry Potter kind of an event.
yeah, a little bit of
Like
that,
a
a little bit of like
Comic-Con.
MegaCon,
Yeah.
the popular, just like con events that happen around
Yes.
there, just happening at the same time.
Mm.
Which would make sense. Like if this doesn't go through and they're not able to do this, then you can still use the skeletons that I may or may not have seen, I'll say, of construction photos that may or not have been taken and posted online places. From what I've seen skeletons of things, not actual like set pieces being built,
Okay.
like walls and such. So those things could be used for anything. So I'm saying, like, if they needed to fall back and do something else with the design that they had already, then maybe they could just modify this into that and this into that and this into that.
Mm.
And that's something that you could still have your creative team working on at home.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
My opinion is, if it goes ahead, people need to remember that this has been a difficult time for everybody.
Yeah.
Just be grateful for what you get,
That's the
take
thing,
it,
isn't it?
and don't bitch and moan and say thank you at the end.
Because you will. You know, a lot of the hardcore
Oh,
Horror Nights fans will go, that
it's-
was...
it's not going to be what everybody's wanting.
Mm-hmm.
But this year isn't what everybody's wanted.
Yeah.
You know,
I think by the
it's-
time October comes around, everybody's just so beaten to the ground. I think honestly, you can bring back like the first Horror Nights
Yeah, one
where you just
house.
had one house and
Yeah.
people were like, that was freaking awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm
Outside of the house.
Yeah.
I came outside of a house to go inside of another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
The line started at the front gate and it was at the Men in Black location. And then we had to walk all the way back to the front gate again and leave.
I said to Lee the other day, if you know it can't go ahead or anything, the companies need to get together with like Oculus Rift and all of that and put out virtual walkthroughs.
That would be...
Yeah.
You know,
It would be nice if they did that already. Some people have done that with the 360 cams on YouTube and such. So if you have the gear for it, or at least the like the cardboard, for your phone,
yeah.
there are some alternatives where you can kind of feel like you're there.
Yeah.
May have resorted to that once or
And,
twice.
and if you're like me, you'll watch that and then you'll feel like you've been drinking all night, like you would have been at Horror
Yeah.
Nights. Yeah.
You light your Horror
That-
Nights candle and you put your cool
Yeah.
Google Cardboard on and away you
Yeah.
go.
You have one of the kids
Yeah.
dragging bits of string over you, and
Oh no, there's no SIF. Not this year.
there is in your own house, flicking water at you and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know. So crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Yeah.
just whoever thought. Like I said, it was. I think it's 9 weeks ago we were in Orlando, and I never thought at that point that we'd be at this point now, looking ahead to our trip in October, thinking it may not even go ahead.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, could
you
you
know.
imagine? No, not at all.
No.
And I've said to Lee, it depends. There's going to come a point where we're going to have to have a discussion because it depends on how close to
July 31st is the latest we're going to have that discussion.
Yeah, but I'm going to struggle with
Let's not
With all of
go
that.
into that now.
anyway.
There's a long way to go before then.
There is.
There is,
But-
and we shall do so.
We will.
Now
We need to try and keep
and,
positive.
You've
though.
just got to take it one day at a time and
We
hope
do.
that some miracle happens in the
Yeah.
next month or so and whatever. We'll see.
Well, if people did as they were told,
Well, that's a big one.
that
isn't
would
it?
be a
Yes.
big step.
Yes, but also be realistic and be safe.
Absolutely.
Everyone,
And we just,
please.
that's it.
The,
Yeah. We just
Yeah,
want
that's the
everyone to be
number one thing
safe
for me.
and healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, without getting too political, Florida's government is interesting, and they want to get their economy back going really quick because we kind of rely on tourism for a lot of our income. So people might want to open things up before they really should be opened up. I'm just going to say.
Which you
And
can understand the
I want
temptation.
you to use your own
but-
discretion to be smart about it and be safe and do what you think is the smartest thing.
Absolutely.
Really.
Yeah.
And if you're in doubt, leave it for another week and think again.
Listen to people that are health professionals that study this kind of thing for a very long time.
Yes.
Those are the kind of people you should be listening to.
I agree.
Not us theme park people.
No.
We're crazy. We just want it to open up, and we're nuts.
Not that I'm
So-
bored. For a while.
Yeah. But we still care enough to tell them to keep it closed, though.
I'll be there in
Absolutely.
October if I can be.
Yeah.
I might
Oh,
be
see?
at home.
We're all over the board.
Yeah.
But really, yeah, that's my PSA. Be safe. And we'll end this with another Universal Is, and this one is from James Fairclaw. If you want to be involved, just send us your answer to what Universal is in 3 words or less to podcast@uuopodcast.com. And James says Universal is Movie Magic Spectacular. See you next week.
Cut, print, that's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.